All right, welcome back again, third grade angels, for lesson 92 in Saxon math. We have two new concepts this time. We have parentheses and using compatible numbers, part one. There's a couple of big words there, parentheses and compatible numbers. Alrighty, so let's see. We're going to begin. If you want to follow along in your Saxon math book, this is going to be page 500. All right. New concept. Okay, the first new concept we have is parentheses. We've seen these before, so let's take a look at how we're going to use them in math. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division are called operations. To solve some problems, we do more than one operation. In the expression below, we see there are two operations. The parentheses show us which operation to do first. So we have 12 minus 6 plus 2. See these curved lines there? Those are the parentheses, okay? And they tell us start here, okay? They're like putting your hands cupped over your mouth and shouting, start here. That's what they do. That's what the parentheses do. All right, so since 6 plus 2 is in parentheses, we add 6 plus 2, which equals 8. Then we subtract 8 from 12. So we start with the 6 plus 2, which is 8, and then do the 12 minus 8, and they got their answer 4. So we always start in the parentheses. Okay, so here's an example. 12 minus 6 minus 2. Okay, so you see here in their example, they did 6 minus 2 first because it's in parentheses. 6 minus 2 is 4, and 12 minus 4 is 8. Okay, see how we always start with in parentheses. Okay, here's example 2. Which is greater? 12 divided by 6 divided by 2, or 6 divided by 2, 12 divided by 6 divided by 2, right? So notice they have the same three numbers, 12, 6, 2, 12, 6, 2, but the parentheses are in different places. Okay, so let's see how that makes a difference. 12 divided by 6 is 2, 2 divided by 2 is 1. See how they started in parentheses? Okay, then let's look over here. Here we have to start in parentheses, 6 divided by 2, which is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Okay, so this one is greater. The 12 divided by 6 divided by 2. That one actually was greater. We had to work them both out first in order to see. All right, here's our next new concept. This is compatible numbers. You probably do this already and you just didn't know it had a fancy name. So let's see. When adding three numbers, it does not matter which two numbers we add first. The sum is always the same, right? So 12 plus 6 plus 2, 12 plus 6 plus 2. Notice that the parentheses here, we're going to end up with the same because we're adding. That's the only operation we're using is adding. So the order doesn't matter for that when we add. A strategy to help add three or more numbers quickly is to look for compatible numbers. Compatible numbers are numbers that together are easy to work with. For example, numbers whose sums are round numbers are compatible numbers, like 50 plus 40 plus 160. If we had to add these three numbers together, we're going to put two of them together that might work well, that we could do in our minds mentally. For example, I'd probably put 160 with 40 to get 200, and then add the 50 to get 250. So that is a quick way that we can put numbers together to add them quickly. 160 and 140 we would call those compatible numbers because we can put them together in our heads easily to make a nice round number to work with, like 200. Plus then 50 would be our 250 that we got. So that's what this part is explaining there. All right. Numbers that end in 25, 50, or 75 are also easy to work with because we can imagine counting with quarters. So here's an example. we've got 75 crayons, 80 pens, and 25 pencils. You could put the 75 crayons and the 25 pencils together to get 100 if you're wanting to know how many they're all together. 75 plus 25 would be 100. So those would be the compatible numbers here because they would go together and make a nice, easy number to work with. And then 100 plus 80 would be, we'd have 100 writing tools all together if we added those. Okay, so that's how we do compatible numbers. You're just putting numbers together that are easy to work with. That's all that is. All right, here's another example. Jasmine had $8.79. She spent $4.24 at lunch. About how much money does Jasmine have left? Now, if you might remember while we were still together in class, when we see about, that means you need to round first. They don't want an exact number. So you could round these. We could round 879 to 875. If we're using 75 and 25 of those as, or 50, 25, 50, or 75 as compatible numbers. We could change 879 to 875. We could change 424 to 425, so that we're sticking with these easy to work with numbers, 25, 50, 75, because this says about. Remember, that's a magic word for rounding it first. They don't want an exact number. Okay, so here they changed them to easier numbers to work with. 879 became 875. 424 became 425, and now it's much easier to work with. You could put the 75 cents of this 25 cents, that would make $1, plus $8, that's $9, plus $4 more, $13. So there you go, if we were adding them. Oh, but they were subtracting. Yeah. So we got about $4.50 left. Okay, so here's the lesson practice. Remember with these, start in the parentheses. The parentheses say, start here. Okay? So these may look very similar. 12, 6, 2, 12, 6, 2, 12, 6, 2. They all have 12, 6, 2. But look, their operations are different and their parentheses are different. So we have to do each of those separately. Okay? And then there's going to be some more problems you'll see very similar like that on our document as well. Okay. Take care. Everybody hopefully is staying healthy, and see you soon. Bye.